Managing multiple clients or large websites? Automate your SEO with Ali AI. Start your free trial now.
Taylor Swift is a link builder. There were rumors that she would get engaged. Our client said, let's give them a free wedding venue. And then we got them 50 links. That's digital PR.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
I'll take it you're a little low from lunch, probably sleepy, so let's get you moving a little bit. By a show of hands, please, how many of you have heard this expression? That you need to build great content and links will follow. Yeah, that's a lot. And by another show of hands, how many of you agree with it? Oh, that's lower than I expected. Okay. How many of you have heard this other expression, that you need links for content to rank? Pretty much the same. And last, I swear, how many of you agree with it? That's more, yeah. That's because we're in the link building session. If I go around to the content session and ask the same question, I'll get a pretty reverse answers. Which leads us to the link building paradox. People saying that you need to build content to get backlinks, and to build that content, to rank that content, you need links. And to build the links, you still need content, which goes on and on again, and you don't know where it stops. We like to think that we can find the middle spot. We agree with both school of thoughts, and here's how you can do the sweet spot, and I'm going to lay out the whole strategy for you. Over the past 2 years at Superlinks, we've built over 6,000 backlinks. We've saved our clients over $1.2 million in link acquisition costs by using only one strategy. That's also the title of my talk. It's Statistics Link Building, where you use search intent to build link passively. I'm going to lay out the whole step-by-step process so you can go home and after you rest for the weekend, try this for yourself as well. But before I go into the strategy, I'd like to start with a story on how we discovered this. It's a story of how being nosy got us over 50 backlinks. So I think it was 3 years ago, we were promoting a content piece for one of our clients. It was on e-learning. It was an e-learning related topic. And we were failing big time. Like, no one wanted to link back to us because we had nothing better to offer than others. So I was trying to find any loophole, and every article I read that was getting links about this topic was using one statistic, which said e-learning improves learning retention rate by 25 up to 60% compared to traditional learning. It was, and still is, cited some pretty big names. And they all refer to one single source. That's called the Research Institute of America. I'm talking about Forbes, I'm talking about e-learning industry, I'm talking about the University of Central Florida, Oxford College, you name it. However, something felt off. Most of those mentions were unlinked mentions, so they were citing the Research Institute of America, but not linking to it. And even those who were linking back to a source, they were linking to another source who also cited the Research Institute of America. So I sensed that something is off. And as a kid, I was a little bit of a detective, so I went into full research mode, and I searched, and I searched, and I searched, trying to find this Research Institute of America, aka the source. And guess what? The Research Institute of America, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Now in my script, this is where the audience gasps, so for the sake of my script, can you act shocked? I know, right? Yeah. Well, it sort of didn't exist. And here's what I mean. When we really did down to this study, let's call it, we noticed 4 patterns that proved us that something was wrong. Number one, this, let's say, study, it wasn't recent. It was over 24 years old, and it outdated the learning industry as we know it today. Number two, it wasn't peer-reviewed as many studies or research papers are. It was a kind of an ebook written by some industry experts, but not peer-reviewed. Number three, it was likely biased. And I'm going to go more on that in the next slide. which leads us to the cherry on top. The RIA, does it sound like a familiar acronym? The Research Institute of America. In the 1990s, they released their CD-ROM-based program for accountants who wanted to learn taxing through e-learning. So it was really, really likely that they were pushing that 60% e-learning retention rate strategy to improve their sales. Fair enough. So we knew what was going on. We knew that the statistic was really outdated. We knew that it could be biased. So there was only one thing left to do. Go to the internet, find the new statistics, and reach out to everyone who was using the outdated one and tell them what's going on. But it was really trickier than we thought, because it turns out that there wasn't any single new study that shows us the new retention rate statistic. So we had to be creative and come up with a new statistic. So how do we do that? Retention rate is, as I said, I did a poll in this room and it turned out differently. I could go to another room and get other answers. So there's not like one single answer about e-learning retention rate. So what we did is we found all the possible case studies that were in the e-learning retention rate, cross-analyzed each one of them, and came up with an average of the new e-learning retention rate, which was about 82%. So we had all that we needed. We reached out to everyone who was covering the outdated stat, and here's what happened. We got over 50 links, and all of them were citing to one statistic, 82%. It was like an aha moment to us, and we were ecstatic, we were over the moon, and we thought we had just rediscovered the wheel. We thought we were the first one to discover this, and we're going to scale this up big time and get thousands of links. However, that didn't turn out to be like that, because we later noticed that big brands had been doing this years and years before us. I'm talking about HubSpot, I'm talking about G2, LendingTree. They all had tens, probably hundreds of statistics, content topics on their website. And thanks to their great website authority, they were ranking in the top positions and extracting hundreds, sometimes thousands of organic backlinks. But they all felt the same and looked the same. They were like a blog post with a list of stats, some visual here and there if you're lucky. It's like a blog post, the everyday blog that you're going to read, that you've read, or going to still be reading for the rest of your life. So we said, okay, we haven't discovered this, but how can we perfect it? So we noticed that, yes, every other blog that was out there felt the same. A blog post with a couple of bullet points. So what you could do when you go back and try this is focus on UX, design, and content. We tried and rebuilt every statistics page with a special and dedicated content page, which was not text-based, it was visual-based, and people loved it. Anyway, what does success look like if you try this? Once you build this content page and it ranks in the top positions, here's what happens. You enter into what we like to call the golden cycle. Someone is writing a story. That's happening every day with hundreds, probably thousands of blog posts being published every day. Anytime someone writes a story for a blog, they're going to need data to back it up. What they do is they search on Google for these statistics they want to cite. They're going to find and cite your source, and hey, you get a free organic backlink. And it doesn't end just there, it keeps going on and on again for months, sometimes even years to come. Which leads to an increased number of referring domains to your website time over time, and at the same time reducing your backlink costs, which doesn't sound so bad. Enough with why, let's show you how you can do that. All you have to do is follow a 5-stage process, which starts with planning. Now, here is where you make it or break it. In the planning phase, you need to know what statistics you need to pick about. So, over the first year or so, we didn't know what was working and what not. So we reverse engineered our best performing statistics topics and found out that these variables played the hugest role in the campaign's success or not. Number one, it needs to have at least a decent search volume and traffic potential. Why? That means that people are searching for this data, meaning they're going to write about that topic, meaning they're going to link back to the topic they find the most resourceful. You also need to check the average links that the top 3 results are getting. This is what gives you a pretty rough estimate on how many organic backlinks you can expect once your site and once your topic ranks in the top positions. My suggestion is to try to stay away from statistics topics that the governmental sites are covering. Why? Because even if you rank first, it's unlikely people are going to link back to you instead of the .gov website. And last but not least, check their link velocity over the past 2 or 3 months. That, again, gives you a pretty much great estimation on are these topics getting constant organic backlinks, which is what you want. This is free for you to get. All you have to do is scan the QR codes, and there are instructions on how you can do that yourself. The second stage is the research phase. Now, from our experience, all the statistics campaigns, they do follow the Pareto principle. What does this mean? It means that about 80% of the links that you're going to get from these topics will be coming from about 20% of the statistics. And sometimes, just sometimes, only one statistic, like the case I showed you in the beginning. In the design phase, you need to stand out. There are hundreds of similar topics being pitched to bloggers and journalists and publishers, and again, you need to stand out. What we've noticed from analyzing the data through this campaign is that whenever we built a custom content landing page for this strategy, the link placement rate in both manual outreach and also organic backlinks was 10 times higher. Last but not the least, actually the fourth one is promoting. Now, as much as we would like to just build the content and publish it and have it rank in the top positions, these are very competitive topics. And it's unlikely, unless you have a huge website authority, to rank in the top positions without building at least a few manual links to these pages. So what we do is there are thousands, probably millions, of websites covering the topic that you're going to provide data for. All you have to do is identify them, identify the ones using outdated stats, and reach out to them with your new statistics. You can also offer them to write a paragraph for them. It costs nothing to you, saves an editor's time and life, and you can get a great backlink, and not just any link. You can expect some pretty big fish through this strategy. We've seen it working with huge brands like Fortune, Business Insider, Deb.org, linking back to these topics through our outreach. Why? Some of the greatest editors out there do work in these brands, and they do know the value of content. They do know the value of what you're offering, and most of their time, they're going to link back to you without asking for anything in return. Last but not the least, you try to measure your ROI. From what we've seen on our average campaign ROI from the past 2 years alone, is that for every outreach link that you build manually to these kind of pages, you can expect up to 14 organic links. So that's no less of a 14 times ROI. And some even bigger fish. Once these pages rank in the top positions, you can notice that other huge brands who are writing for this topic will be finding your page and linking back to it. And you can see the brands out here, and I'm sure everyone in this room knows the cost of the links that you would have to pay to get featured in this. Big brands, they would cost you a fortune. Yep. This is an ROI strategy that is designed to bring you... This is a link building strategy that is designed with ROI in mind. And once your topic ranks in the top positions and keeps bringing organic backlink, for all the money or time or resources or team members you've spent on doing the outreach links, it can bring the link acquisition cost to as low as $22. And If you go and try this on Monday and pitch this to your CMO or CEO, or even if you're CEO and pitch this to your other partners, you're going to get the question that I've been asked every single time I try to pitch this to a potential client. Wow, lovely, looks great. How much do I earn from this? Well, as much as I'd like to tell you how much you could earn from this, that's really hard to guess. I could show you how much you could save out of this. If we take a look at some of our latest campaigns with the brands that we've worked, here's how much dollars they have saved from this strategy. This is how much they would have to pay for every link they got organically if we're taking into account the average price per link in the industry. These are hundreds of thousands of dollars that this strategy saves you. And for the end, like many things in life, links included, they're not earned, they're earned, not given. So start earning yours now. Thank you. A lot of pleasure.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.